The Arizona Cardinals are 2-2. They started 2-0. They've now lost 2 in a row at the final gun by a field goal from their opponent after, in their case in San Francisco, taking the lead late. Last night, they tied the game late after falling down by the score of 20-6, 2 unanswered touchdowns, and then Chad Ryland, man, didn't get the ball in the landing zone, which meant all Sam Darnold needed was 2.5 first downs and set things up for the game-winning field goal. And now Arizona's 2-2, leading Kyler Murray to once again, yet another year in Arizona to talk about why something is wrong with the offense where they're not on tilt with somebody like himself and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride, a guest of ours a few weeks ago, who is one of the most prolific pass catchers in the National Football League, just to name a few. Now, I understand James Conner's out for the season, and they're the next 2 men up in their running back depth chart. But this is what he had to say, Kyler.
We just got to make more plays. We gotta show up, be ready to go. You know what I mean? It's like we're just loading, you know what I mean, and it's taking too long. You know, obviously the resilience of the team is you love to see it, and you feel like give yourself a chance to win the game at the end, but it's just too late.
2-2, by the way, unless the Colts beat the Rams and go to 4-0 here up the road on Sunday. 2-2 will be last place in the NFC West.
Dang.
Even if the 49ers lose to Jacksonville. So that would make it a last place positioning after 4 weeks, despite splitting their first 4 games. Their next home game is next week against Tennessee. And a lot is focused right now on Marvin Harrison Jr., who dropped one on a wide open space. You can't get more wide open than he was in Santa Clara last week when he just dropped it. He had another drop early on in this game with a bobble over the middle that led to an interception after Murray hit him in the hands with a dime.
Yep.
Now, Marvin did snatch one out of the air, high-pointing it for a touchdown.
That was sick.
Started the comeback, and it's exactly why we were talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. being one of the best collegiate players to be drafted where he was, rightfully by Arizona.
Great photo.
So a lot of question after the game to Kyler about Marvin Harrison Jr.
You always say that you have the confidence in him no matter what. That seemed like a difficult moment to have the confidence in him in the first half after the interception. What in that moment gave you the ability to keep going back to him?
I need him. You know what I'm saying? He needs me. I need him. You know, this is a team sport. 4-quarter game, you know, and I understand, like, he's not coming out of the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to come out of the game, so we got to get this going, you know. And that's really just what it is. It's, you know, just conversations on the sideline, keeping his confidence up, and again the other receivers and everybody around him. You know, we're all in it together.
That's a good answer, by the way.
That is a good answer.
Because he's not going anywhere. I mean, he's Marvin Harrison Jr. I will say this. I'm not worried about him. So, yeah, what I'm doing with Breer on a text chain and Don Weir, money manager to the Stars, 2 Ohio State hunks in my life, is a bit. But it's a great bit. I'm enjoying that bit.
I did bench him last night. I did not play him.
66 yards and a score. Here's why I'm not worried about him. Okay, he's supremely talented. You can see the talent. My God, is he a physical beast, right?
You can also look in his eyes through that helmet and see. It just seems like something.
You know what? My counsel to him would be what Tim Tebow when he came on the show to counsel Arch Manning. Just go back to the times when you just loved football. Just try and channel that. Okay.
Yeah.
Try and channel being a kid and how good you are, and it's only a matter of time. That high point snatch was like grown-ass man material in the end zone.
And his reaction afterward, man, he took a knee.
But because
tell like a weight was lifted off of him.
Of course, because that drop ball last week was
bad.
Absurd.
Yeah.
I saw this stat. Through first 20 games of his career, he's now played 20 games. His dad, Marvin Sr., had 1,026 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. through the first 20 games of Marvin Jr.'s career, despite everything we're talking about. 1,027 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's 1 yard better than his dad, same number of touchdowns as his dad, and we all know what happened with his dad.
Wow, that's cool.
Okay, I just hope for his sake that Kyler is like Peyton.
Right.
Which is, a very tall order. Home for Tennessee at Indianapolis. That's going to be Daniel Jones versus Kyler Murray. Home for Green Bay, then a bye at Dallas on a Monday night, at Seattle for a big-time game there. There are some winnable games here for them if they are anything like what we saw towards the end of the game, being there in San Francisco, having that win. At New Orleans, home for Carolina, our opponents that they should beat, right? We'll see what happens with Arizona. They're talented enough to put together for Jonathan Gannon a winning season and then make some hay. But the mistakes that you make, the drops, the not putting the ball in the landing zone.
Yeah. Simple
Having
stuff.
Mac Jones march down the field on you at the end of a game. It'll cost you.
Did you guys ever see those two talk?
Who?
Kyler and Marvin.
Never.
I remember at one point he dropped the pass and they just walked by each other. Like normally you would see a QB and a wide receiver kind of engage. I didn't, unless I missed this, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, and that's been a knock on Kyler. Leadership, body language, all those type of things. I don't know.
I know, man. Marvin, I don't know. As you know, I was ready to put him in the Hall of Fame as a sophomore. Something just seems off.
Dude, everyone was saying, he was the top pick in the draft when he was a sophomore.
Yeah.
But I'm not concerned about him at all. Even though I'm texting certain somebodies that so-called greatest college receiver ever never won the Big Ten championship.
See?
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.